Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, I'm just going to show off the World Arena and a couple of things that I wanted to note about the World Arena. So I'll show off my lineups. Typically, I don't tend to show off these lineups, but in this case, because you can counter the first two, but then the following five, if you're attacking somebody, it's completely random. And so to a point, World Arena is RNG. You either got to win, you got to lose, and it's kind of up to a dice roll as to what teams fight what teams. You have no control over the following five. But what I want to do is just show off the lineups that I've got at the moment, and also provide a couple of tips with regards to how to gain quite a large advantage in the World Arena when you're fighting people as well, fighting opponents. So first things first, this is the team that I've gone for my number one team. I think I've tried an Arthur Strikers team, and it did relatively well. But this team seems to fare much better. The reason for that is the Monarch synergy within here. It looks a bit odd, considering I've got a Glorian, I've got a Mystifier, and 3 Dooms. Kind of looks a bit strange, but the logic behind it is thanks to the Hope Tree. So we've got 4 Monarchs in Halissa, Merlin, Audrey, and Talos. We have 3 Royals in Talos, Audrey, and Arthur. We would have 3 Celestials if my Arthur was a higher star level. As you can see, my Arthur is currently at 6 stars, so that'll change in around 2 weeks' time when Arthur is released. I think it's just under 2 weeks' time, but he will be released over the course of those next couple of weeks, and I think I'm quite excited, to say the least, to see what potential he has. So we would have 3 Celestials on here. As you can see, I've got 2 Glorians on the team. Just joking. Got 1, but it says 2. That is because I've unlocked the proof of Glorians, and also I've unlocked the proof of Mystifiers as well. So those are the 2 that I've focused on, Mystifiers and Glorians, and I'm also looking to get the proof of Dooms as well, and primarily because I want to build that Strikers team, but there's only 2 Strikers in Dooms, and I want that 3 Doomsdayers synergy as well to really kickstart the Dooms. So I've gone with 4 Monarchs because at 4 Monarchs specifically, you start to gain a lot more benefit. Ally units will not take damage exceeding 40% of max HP. So even if a unit, say for example like Eudora, will do 5 hits on up to 5 targets. So it's 1 to 5 hits on 1 to 5 targets. This will sort of not guarantee, but it will really increase the chance of your team not dying on that first hit. So say for example you get hit once, it will go down by 40%, even if it's supposed to go down more, which is why I've prioritized 4 Monarchs in this team. Mystifiers, Glorians, again, is what it is. Now, second team, I've just gone with 4 Ethereals and 1 Glorian to try and boost up team. And the reason that I go with a Glorian and the reason that I go with a Mystifier, like this team for example, is because of the banish mechanic from the Mystifiers team, and also the what's it called, Void Hunter synergy from the Glorians. The reason that I've got the proof of Glorians and proof of Mystifiers is because I only need 1 unit to activate those perks as well. So just something to keep in mind. With this, I've only gone with 1 Glorian, but the rest all Ethereals. And the reason for that is because of Elisha's passive. You want to do as many crits as possible to bump up your attack and bump up your HP as quickly as you can. So this is why I've gone with this particular setup. This setup looks really strange, but we do have 3 Monarchs again on this team. Potentially what you can do with Elisha is you can have 2 Monarchs on the same team, potentially a Glorian and a what do you call it, Mystifier. But in this case, I decided to go with Gwyn because you've got 3 protectors there. So you've got Wukong, Karnak, and Gwyn, who raise defense by, I believe it's 5% or 10% for each ally, or each ally increases their defense over the course of the round, so it gives that survivability and longevity to the team. Now this is the second team. Again, I've gone with 4 Mystifiers and 1 Glorian as well, just to get the Hunter's perk, and following up with the 1, 2, 3 Monarchs, and I've got 2 Strikers in the form of Mulan and the form of Catherine as well, just to give that damage that's required. This team, again, looks a little bit strange, but instead this is, well, again, this is 4 Mystifiers, 1 Glorian. And the reason that I've gone with this team specifically is because Wu provides the damage reduction that you need before you start building up your damage reduction with Gaia. So if Wu's passive is active and Gaia builds up the full damage reduction, you should be taking very, very little damage from any attack, really, unless there's something that I don't particularly know about. But with this team, it's been very consistent for me. I don't seem to have lost with this team, or at least I've lost, I think, one or two, and that's to very high powered opponents, much higher power than I am. Again, Lancelot brings in the damage for the corrode damage. Cleopatra can boost attack. Gaia also boosts damage and gives defense reduction or damage reduction, and Wu also provides that damage reduction. Astrid, with the increase in speed, will also provide an increase in attack to the rest of the team as well, pumping it up. Next team that I've gone for, this is a little bit weird. There's no Glorians or Mystifiers on this, and I really do want to get the proof of Valianters and proof of Avengers as well. But the reason that I've gone for this team, or these units, is because this middle slot here. So Hades, he gains the Soul Eater passive, and also he gains the Mystic Fountain as well. It looks very cool. So this slot here, Hades will gain the Mystic Fountain buff, so it is part of the Elysians. Applies Mystical Fountain, applies a mystical power effect to the hero in position for 2 rounds. The Mystical Fountain levels up as the allies' team energy increases. Every 50 increases energy, increase in energy, increase the Mystical Fountain level by 1. The Mystical Fountain enhances the effect of mystical power by 9% and caps at level 10. Increase the hero's attack, defense, and HP by 100%. I've not seen Hades die. I've seen this team lose, but I've not seen Hades die. And what I really enjoy about this team is relics from the past. So Season 5, Soul Eaters, and Season 4, Elysians, was just so powerful. Just so powerful. And let me just show off the Soul Eaters perk. So a lot of people don't like this perk because it does devour 2 of your team, so it could be Leandra and Janna go missing, and you've got Mavis and Aphrodite left, or it could be Mavis and Leandra stay, and Janna and Aphrodite go missing. You know, it is what it is. But the power that it gives grants the hero in the middle position of the backline Soul Devour ability, allowing them to absorb 2 random allies at the start of battle. Absorbs the target, taking over 70% of the target's attack, HP, and defense after reaching 150 energy. All heroes absorbed by the Soul Devourer effect will return. So that for me is just really powerful. As you can see, I've not put a lot of stock into the Valianters, and I've not put a lot of stock into the Avengers either. The only real investment I've put into both of them is getting this energy count up to 4. So the faster that you build up energy, the quicker that your units return, and the less vulnerable you are to being stolen or to being banished. It's a gamble, this team, to say the least, because you could have your middle slot here. I've seen it on this team, and I've seen it on other teams where I've fought against them. This slot can get banished very quickly, and you just effectively lose the match because of that, unless the units around it are super strong and can survive. Typically, this middle slot will get banished at some point, and you'll end up losing the match. But if it doesn't, or if they don't have the banish effect on the enemy team, then this unit here will effectively win you the game, which is why I've popped Hades in there, just so he can devour an enemy unit. And also, the reason that I've surrounded him like this is because Leandra, Janna, and Aphrodite all have on-death effects. So Leandra doubles those on-death effects as well. So Aphrodite will do 2 ultimates whenever an enemy or one of your units dies. Janna will double buff her attack, and Mavis will also, Leandra will also perform double as well. So that's the logic behind this team. And again, I've just gone with a pretty standard Phantoms Doom team. Here I've got 2 enchanters. I've got 2 enchanters, 3 phantoms on the team. So if we have a look, 5 dooms, 3 royals, 3 phantoms, 2 enchanters, 2 deviants, 1 light seeker and 1 celestial as well. Could potentially take out Athena and replace Athena with Helios, or I could replace her with Madeline here. But again, I think for me personally, my Athena with 2/2, so 2 legendary and 2 epic exclusive runes, is a better fit for this team. As well, Ayushta does play into this enchanters synergy with Ophelia and Athena, and it works relatively well. It has lost again just to Dahlia, Cleo, that sort of team build, but against the majority of teams, it will do fairly well. Now, this is the final team that I've gone for. Again, it is just what I have left. I have a couple of units down here, Phantoms, and for me, out of the units that I have left, I could build a relatively good Valianters team, but again, this season, Valianters, they just seem to me to be a bit lackluster. Maybe I'm not using them right. Maybe you've got some idea as to how to use them correctly. But again, so those are my team builds. Let me just show you the artifacts I'm using. So for my Doom, effectively Monarch team, I've got this one. At the start of each round, allies restore 25% HP. That helps build Audrey up. It helps build the rest of the team up with the Void Hunters synergy. With here, I've just gone for the damage for Ethereals. For the effectively the pseudo Monarch Mist team, I've gone with increased HP. Next one, this is the Mystifiers team again, but Gaia's Mystifiers team. I've gone with the Mystifiers damage increase or attack increase. For Hades team, I've gone with the increased damage for Avengers, because we do have 3 Avengers. I could go with increased damage to boost up Hades even more, but I found that in fact it is the Avengers that need help on this team, and that's through the experience. And with this team, I've just gone for the Doom's attack increase, and then this team is the Helm. So this used to be cannot take damage for the first 3 rounds, and now it's changed to increases or takes 50% less damage, so 50% damage reduction for this team in general. And what the plan for that is to have Seraphina. As you can see, my lovely head is blocking Seraphina, but she will, on turns rounds 2 and 3, she will boost up this team dramatically. Now, Taloness can do a lot of damage if she is boosted by Seraphina, and Lee can also do a lot of damage if he's hit multiple times. And then the backline is Strikers, so the Strikers team will build up, I believe it's 25%. Each ally receives 25% attack increase, which will boost up the team even more. Nawi is always just a staple for me. She's just so powerful. Even now, but it is what it is. Now, what I wanted to show off is if I were to jump into challenge, I can go ahead and I can check out other people's team builds. So if I click on their picture, it will give me a better understanding of their teams, so I can try to fight against it and counter it. But again, for these, you just don't know the order. but you can see what team builds they're going for. So if you can see that it's all sort of heavy banish, you can tailor your teams to it when you're attacking. Again, you can see it for anybody that you challenge. You just need to click on their picture and you can see their full team setups. Again, it is, for me, that's really useful because you can just tailor your teams to the attack as well. So as you can see, currently Challenger 4, or currently Challenger rank 4, and at 27 at the moment. This does change. I've gone from 20 to 35 to 28 and now to 27, and that is without me having to do anything really. I did my challenge attempts this morning, always purchasing those additional challenge attempts and then using the astral invite as well. As soon as I hit supremacy, I'm going to stop. I'm going to only be challenging 5 times a day, and I'll start to build these up. So buy with diamonds, I will build those up over the course of the rest of the season, so over the course of the next 10 days. And what I will do is I'll use up to 35 attempts, and I'll use as many of these astral attempts as I've got in sort of the last 10 minutes, and I'll see if I can get that on camera for you guys. Always very popular video. Just want to see those last 10 minutes of madness. Again, it is what it is. Now, the absolute key to winning in in World Arena, if we jump on the hope tree, as you can see, I've got 10 of these saved up and I've got 8 of these saved up. What I want to do is I want to jump into the Thornbinders and also the Glacians, and I want to get both of these. Now, as you can see, I've not got either of these at the moment. The Proof, which increase the number of Glacian synergy mates in the team by 1, and increase the number of Thornbinders synergy mates in the team by 1. When you pick this up, and it's the same with any of these, if you pick this top right option, Proof of Dooms, effectively if you have all of these active, so I've got Proof of Glorians, Proof of Mystifiers active currently, Proof of Ethereals, you can effectively run 1 Ethereal, 1 Mystifier, 1 Glorian, 1 Valianter, and 1 Doom, and you will have access to all of these effects for all of your units, which means that the more diverse your team is, the more spread out synergy wise your team is, the more effects you will get. So you could potentially have a Soul Eaters effect, you could have an Elysians effect, you could have the Consumes All Energy and the Grace of Claw, you can also have the Grace of Hunters and the Grace of Demon, or the Grace of Gaze on your team. What that also means is this energy consumption here, or this energy build up. This can apply to every single one of your units, and it's every single one of these. They will start to build up that energy, which is why you see a lot of random teams this season. Now, the next thing the last thing that I wanted to point out, if you jump into season mode, there is World Arena Enhance. Increase the attack, defense, and max HP of all allies by 160%. That for me is the most broken, because eventually I'm going to build up to this, or at least I'm going to try to increase the attack, defense, and max HP of all allies by 320%. Effective in World Arena at the only effective in World Arena. Now, as you can see, if I look around here in the Seraphic Ruins paths, I've got all of them active, 5 out of 5 for each one, and now I'm saving up. As you can see, I've got Dragon War, maximum number of teams in Dragon War +1 and +2, and the reason that I've gone for that one is because that is how you earn this yellow currency here, is through that Dragon War. You don't really earn it through the World Arena, you don't really earn it through Foggy, but you do get it as a reward for winning and losing the Dragon War and also participating in Dragon War. So the better I can do on those, the better or the more of this currency, and the more of this currency, and the more of this currency I'll pick up. So for me, it's just a logical choice to try and pick up a Dragon War. Now, there is a reset as well. I know for a fact that that reset is going to be increased by one way before this 10-day mark. They are updating it because so many people were really mad about it, not being able to effectively free reset. You just sort of have to make your choice and then hope for the best. For me, that personally wasn't good enough, and I also did. I also did complain about it as well, and they are making that change with thanks to the entire community. So if you do have an opinion, jump on the Discord, voice your opinions there. They do listen, and if enough people do put forward an idea, the same idea or very similar ideas, then you will get changes made to the game, albeit a bit slowly. But it is what it is. So yeah, those are my tips for completing the or participating in World Arena. Build your teams around the Hope Tree synergies that you've built up. Again, I've prioritized Mystifiers and I've prioritized Glorians, but you can build it however you want to this season. You just gotta sort of figure it out with trial and error. Now they will also be putting in a new mode, I believe. I don't know if it's going to be this season or if it's going to be next season, but they're going to put effectively a free practice mode in. As far as I'm aware, they'll be putting that free practice mode in. And what that means is you'll be able to go up against other players, like from that you would normally challenge in World Arena. You will also put in sort of 3 teams, and then people can use your teams and they can practice against it using various different combinations and methods as well, and different team builds and testing things out. So that's a change. It's going to be coming. I don't know when, honestly, but I'm really looking forward to it. So let me know what you think. How are you getting on in World Arena? Show me what you tell me what you think, and yeah. Let's have a good time. You have a good day. Thanks for watching.